You read the title, so you know what it is. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we got this 2020 Mustang 5.0. We are going to be putting some headers on today. We want to take a couple of sound clips of cold start. I've got a decimal meter now, so you can see how many decimals it is, just so you can kind of get a reference of how loud it is, and then that way YouTube, the sound suppression, you can just listen to the tone, and then you still got a kind of idea of how loud the car is. But we got some, what is the brand of these headers? The customer brought them in. Pypes, the long tubes, high flow cats. The customer does want a tune after this, so might even have a couple dyno pulls on this thing, see what kind of numbers it puts down. But stick with me, and let's just get right into this cold start. Alright guys, so there is one pain in the butt bolt on the passenger side that comes up. There's one way down there. There's barely enough room to get anything through. I already broke an extension trying to get to it. So I'm going to go ahead and take the intake tube off. I got the cross member off, the engine cover. I got the two bolts to the engine mounts or nuts off, so that way I can lift the engine up, get this stuff. Then I'm gonna go in the air and see if I can't figure out a way to get this one bolt that is a pain in the butt, or nut that's a pain in the butt, see if I can't get it off. But yeah, so all right guys, so looking at this, so you can see where this bolt faces this way. There's one back there on the back side. But after looking at this, I might be able to just undo the exhaust back here. The driver's side's got like a two-piece section here. So I might be able to get the starter out of the way, get the engine mount out of the way, and drop that exhaust all in one piece, so I don't got to fight those two nuts, which would be awesome. Driver's side, they say I got to get the steering column out of the way. Same thing with the engine mount, and then get the header out. So I want to probably put y'all on a time lapse, fight all that crap, and update y'all in a minute. I do know, like, the O2 sensor wiring, just like here. This one's already undone, which was there, and this one runs up here. So I mean, shouldn't be too bad, but all right. Okay guys, so I got the left side out already. Use this on the transmission, lift it up to where these are, there's a pretty good gap right there. And then I was able to get the engine mount that off. I've already got the starter out of the other side. That is 1, 2, 3 bolts that hold the starter on. There are 4 in the engine mount. And then once that engine mount and steering rack or steering column, so I do have the steering wheel held so it won't spin. Got that off and out of the way. It actually dropped down pretty easy. This middle section here, this little piece here, I kind of knocked off with a hammer. The exhaust itself kind of just pulled back to where it's barely hanging on the hangers to give me room for getting it off. So, and then all the sleeves are there. So we will reuse these. But yeah, so I'll probably put this driver's side in and then get this passenger side removed, and then I'll update y'all whenever I get there. All right guys, so I managed to get the passenger side off now, which was a pain in the butt. So I actually took 7 of the studs out using, I think it was like a E8. It's a inverted Torx, but I did finally get it all out. So it's off there finally. So I will be putting the passenger side header on now, and they do provide some bolts. So I will probably go back in with the bolts rather than the studs, because the studs are a pain in the A. Yeah, the only stud that I did leave was one right here by the AC line. So that one, there's barely any clearance, but there's enough clearance to get the actual header off. So yeah, let's get this thing back in here installed so we can hear this thing fired up. Okay guys, so that driver's side, or passenger side actually, was a pain in the butt. So this style header, they cover up the back 2 top bolts. So it is an absolute pain in the A to get to it. Putting this back on and the starter back in was easy. The high flow cats back on, O2 sensors in, wired. I think I only needed 1 extension. It was over here. Yeah, I only had to use 1 extension there. All the factory harnesses lined up from there. So I guess at this point I'm going to lower it down and button up the top. Oh, the engine mount bolt. So the nut that goes on top here, I actually had to tighten from the bottom. This side I was still able to get from the top. So the way the headers route, they block access to that nut. So I had to actually come back under to get to that. So just a heads up on that one. So yeah, I'll go back to the top, put that stuff back on, and we'll do a fire up and see what she sounds like. All right, guys, so I don't know what happened, but somehow I forgot to shoot an outro for the Mustang. But as far as the dyno pull, I think we ended up getting 420 out of it. It was pretty good pull. I don't know that the headers, we didn't do a before pull, so I don't know if the headers itself done much of a difference. Just being an NA car, I'm sure we gained a few horsepower with the tune and everything, tune and headers. So that's going to be it for this one. Hit that like and subscribe.